What's going on, Trojan Horsea? I'm ArborKnot, and here I present you with my audition video for the Poketuber Spotlight. I figured I'd make a showdown replay highlight of a battle that I just had. It was a pretty cool battle, and I'll be explaining my thought process and how I go about the battle, and I'll also be explaining a little bit about myself. But I'm just gonna start with team preview real quick. So I figured right off the bat that Scarf Keldeo actually wins the game. I do have Hydro Pump, but I kind of just need to whittle his team down, kind of just whittle the Clefairy and the Skarm just a little bit. So keeping that in mind, I just figured, hey, I'm just gonna lead off a Landers, and if I do that, then I can just get a U-turn off because I am Scarf. And what I'm running is Scarf Landers, Life Orb Tornadus, Mega Venusaur, Scarf Keldeo, Calm Mind, Leftovers, Manaphy, and then Life Orb Weavile. So let's get this started. Like I said, I'm gonna lead off a Landers, and he's gonna lead off a Skarmory, and I'm just gonna explain some things about myself. I'm just gonna go for U-turn here first play, just to see what kind of player he is and what kind of item he is. And he is Rocky Helmet, but I did just make my YouTube channel. I'm just gonna double into Manaphy here because I figured Calm Mind Manaphy actually wins the game, and I actually did want to bait him into going into Raikou. Here I kind of wanted to double into Landers, but I figured I don't know what type of player he is, so I figured I'd just go for Calm Mind, baiting the T-Bolt in. That way I can get a free switch out into my Landers. But I did just get my laptop, and I made this YouTube channel. If you can just see the description of my channel, I recently just made it. I already have a couple videos out. I wanted to make a YouTube channel because I got inspired by so many people on YouTube. I love Pokemon. I think I'm a pretty decent competitive player. I started around early XY, and ever since then I loved Pokemon. I've always played Pokemon as a child, and I figured that if they can play Pokemon, then so can I. Here I'm gonna go for U-turn, by the way. I didn't want to go for Earthquake because he does have a Skarmory and a Landers, and he could try to catch me off guard. So I'm just gonna go out into Venusaur, I believe, right here, and yeah, and I'm just gonna Mega Evolve and go for Sleep Powder. But I did make my channel, and I was inspired by many people to make a YouTube channel, and I did. It was kind of the first thing I did. I kind of installed all my recording software, and I missed Sleep Powder here, and this enables him to go for Rocks, which kind of sucks. Yeah, I know. I missed 2 Sleep Powders, so Rocks is going to be kind of bad against my team because I do have a Weavile and I do have a Landers. But here I figured I'd just go for Sleep Powder, and he might as well just hit me with like Will-O-Wisps. That's what I'm assuming he would have went for. But I'm gonna double out into Weavile here. I did expect him to go out into Landers, just because he might have a Psychic move, or I expected him to go out into Heatran because I do have Low Kick on my Weavile, and here I kind of figured if I get the Raikou down, it'd be really great for my Keldeo. So I just fired off a knockoff. Doesn't kill. He lived it on a little bit, but same thing with my Weavile. I live T-Bolt just because he's an Assault Vest variant, so I kind of figured that's why he lived. So here I'm just gonna go for knockoff again. Me going for knockoff again is really good because I can get rid of this Rocky Helmet, and my Landers won't be taking any chip damage. And right here I kind of figured, hey, if I go out to my Keldeo, I can fire off a Hydro Pump, and it'll definitely kill the Skarmory from this range. And if he goes out into anything else, then basically I'm going to have switch advantage because he's going to be forced to kill me. And here I kind of did just taunt him by saying Scarf Keldeo wins the game, and I don't think he believed me. I didn't want to risk Hydro Pump, to be honest, just because if I missed, then I kind of just lose my win condition. And here I went out to my Venusaur. I didn't want to go out to Landers because I figured he might HP Ice because the momentum was in my favor basically, and Venusaur was the best play in my opinion, just because I can resist with Thick Fat and resist his stab. So that's what I did. And here I'm gonna go out into he's gonna go out to Heatran, and I'm just gonna Giga Drain because if he decided to stay in for whatever reason, I'd basically just win with Keldeo. And here I think I switch out. Yeah, I switch out into my who do I switch? I switch out to my Manaphy because I am Calm Mind Rain Dance Manaphy. So if I start setting up some Calm Minds, I'll win. So here I'm just gonna go for Scald because it was kind of a 50-50, because if he did switch out into his Raikou, then I would have basically just won with Calm Mind Manaphy. But if he did go out into his Clefairy, then I would have seen if it was Magic Guard or Unaware. So I'm kind of 50-50. I kind of lost it because I could have set up the rain, but I'm actually going to set up the rain right now, and he doesn't expect that, so that's really good. And here was another 50-50. I decided just to go for Scald. I could have went for Manaphy, but I mean I could have went for Calm Mind, but in my opinion it wasn't really worth it, just because he did have a Clefable. So I could have switched out as well into my Scarf Landers, but I didn't want to because I figured getting off a free Scald in the rain was going to be really good. So here I'm going to go out into Venusaur and go for Sludge, and that was my thought process. Sorry, I'm talking a lot about the battle because I thought it was a really good battle, but like I said, I was inspired to make a YouTube channel by a lot of people, and if they thought, like, if they could have done it, then I think I could have done it. And like, it's just like, I think battling is so fun, to be honest. I go for Sludge right here just because I didn't want him to get a free switch into anything else, and if he went for Metagross, cool, I can just Sleep Powder, but he does have Zen Headbutt and he is pretty fast, so kind of caught me off guard there. But I really wanted to make a YouTube channel, and I know it's kind of hard. I've seen some people try to start their YouTube channel and they kind of just stop just because they aren't getting subscribers, they aren't getting views, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have a good strong start, and I figured, hey, if this is a great way to start, then by all means I should definitely try. I do try to pump out as much videos as I can. I am in high school, but that's definitely not going to stop me just for making videos. I'm going to go for U-turn here because he does have a Landorus, and now would have been the time for him to do it. So I'm just going to go for U-turn, and I'm going to double out into my Keldeo, and I'm just going to start firing off hard Hydro Pumps. Didn't want to go for Scald just because it was kind of risky. If he had switched out into his Clefable, because it could have not been a 2-hit KO, and I knew that if he switched out into his Clefable here, then I basically would have sealed the deal. So I'm just gonna go for Hydro Pump as he sacks his Landers, but I did it's not gonna stop me from making videos, and you know, I kind of do want to start. I do want to get big, but getting big doesn't really matter. I kind of want to just start my own community. That's ultimately what I want. Like, if you ever watch some of my videos, I don't know if you do, if anyone ever watches my videos, but I do tend to say that to leave comments, because comments are, in my opinion, one of the best things ever, because I do get to interact with my viewers, and that's what I want. I want a really good subscriber fan base, just so that you know, it could be a cool Pokemon community. That's all I kind of really just want. I'm going to double into Landers here just to get his attack down, and here I'm going to go out to Manaphy, and here I can resist everything. It was a 50-50 if he had Grass Knot or not, and I can just go for Scald. If I get a burn, then I basically just win the game. So I'm going to start firing off a couple Scalds here, and he's going to go for Meteor Mash here in a second, and it's pretty bad that he goes for Meteor Mash here, because he does get the attack raise, and this enables him to 2-hit KO me. Otherwise it would have been a 4-hit KO, and I would have gotten more damage off of him. But you'll see why that's really crucial later on in the battle. but I was sick too, but I still made videos regardless, because I really want to get the ball rolling on YouTube, and I really want to try networking as much as possible. I know my audio quality isn't the best, but still, like, I'm gonna keep on going, and if I do get a lot of subscribers, it'll motivate me to upgrade my YouTube channel. I do want to try to be like, provide the best content as I can, and I'm just gonna go out to Tornadoes because I can go for Hurricanes. I do have Superpower on this thing just in case he wants to switch out into Heatran, but I think here I just go for I think I go for Hurricane here and I miss, so that's not good. But I go for Knockoff. The reason why I go for Knockoff here is because if he stayed in, I get damage, and if I go for Knockoff on the Clefable like I just did, then I'd ensure a 2-hit KO on and ensure that he won't kind of calm mind wish stall me, because he is a wish variant. So I miss my hurricane, and that's really crucial just because it's going to enable him to live 2 hurricane hits, and you'll see why in a minute. But I do a lot of damage with hurricane, and like I was saying, here I try to catch the Heatran off guard, just because I figured it'd be his best play. He doesn't really know if I have superpower yet, and him going for Heatran would have been a good play, but unfortunately he just goes for protect. I don't know why he has that, but regardless, he has it, and I go for hurricane and do a lot of damage. See, if I had hit it earlier, then he would have been forced to switch, and maybe would have gotten some damage off on Heatran. I could have played around it, but he does get a crit Moonblast on me here, which sucks. And here I'm just like, man, I can't win this battle. But like I said, Keldeo does win me the game, and Keldeo does kind of win me the game, and I figured, alright, so here I'm gonna pause it. So Keldeo does win me the game. I do have about 6 Hydro Pumps left or so, or about 7, and his Heatran does have protect. He did reveal it, so going for Hydro Pump, locking myself into Hydro Pump was a really risky play, just because he could have gone out to Heatran, protected, switched out, sacked, and then gone out into protect, and eventually I would have struggled. So I was forced to go out into to use Scald, my bad, and like rely on hitting all them or burning. So here I calced it, and I actually needed like a max roll on him, but I guess he was more physically defensive than special, so I was like, yes. And now he goes into Raikou, and I guess he forgets that I am Scarf, so I can easily just knock out this Raikou. And now here his Heatran is specially defensive, and the reason why I didn't go for Hydro Pump was because he did have protect, and he does have Toxic. Like he'll reveal that right now. So right here it's kind of like, will he go for damage or will he try to get the burn? But he does go for Toxic, and I'll just go for Scald. He lives, which is really bad for me, just because he can kind of whittle me down, and he does reveal, like, he does go for another protect, excuse me. So here I'm just like, man, I might win a little bit. I did run calcs, like I said, and his Metagross does live. Here I'll just fast forward it just a little bit more. So here I'm just gonna go for double Scalds, just ensuring the knockout. If he went out to Metagross, then basically I would have ensured the win. So he tries to go for another protect. Another protect, the double one, and he doesn't get it, and I get a useless crit on him. So here's basically where it all comes down to the wire. I did calc this, and I actually needed max damage to kill this Metagross from where he's at, because he does have 47. So I go for it. I don't get what I want. I don't get max roll, but I do get the burn, and he goes for Zen Headbutt and misses. And right now I'm just like, oh my god, I just pull out the win. Like, this is so crazy. And it was a crazy battle because I would have lost. I did get hacked a little bit. Like, I did miss some hurricanes, and I did miss sleep powders, so I ended up pulling through with that. But this was my audition video for you, the Trojan Horsea, and I do appreciate you watching, and hopefully I'm chosen to be the spotlight star for your video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.